A lot of you are like me. You have either gone through a toxic breakup or have gotten out of an abusive relationship, and those people closest to you said some helpful things, and some people said some not so helpful things. So I made a list of things people say that are just not helpful to people who are going through situations like this, and hopefully this will help someone be a better friend or family member to someone. The first thing on the list, and these are in no particular order, is when they say, geez, I'm so thankful my man doesn't abuse me or control me or whatever. It's true. You might be thankful that your man doesn't do those things. He might just be amazing. But it's all about timing. Imagine somebody comes to you and they are devastated because they just got diagnosed with some terminal disease, and then you sit there and you go, wow, I am so thankful that I am healthy. Yes, you should be thankful for your health, but it's all about the timing that we choose to say certain things that makes it not helpful at all, and you can even come across as being a bit of a jerk. In your moment, your health or your joy with the fact that your man doesn't treat you the way their ex treated them doesn't change the fact that this person went through what they went through. Doesn't change it, doesn't help anything. So it's kind of like, what's the point of saying it? The second one, the person who says, you know what? I always knew something was wrong. I always knew something was right. You want to know something? In my lifetime, I've gone through a lot of toxic relationships, and all the people who said that shit to me, I always knew something was wrong. I'm not friends with them anymore. And sure, you can argue and say, well, I don't tell people the truth because I've had friends get mad at me when I tell them the truth. You want to know something? I would rather love you enough to say, hey, things don't seem right, and then have you get mad at me, than to just stand back and not say anything, and watch a train wreck happen. When I was in an abusive relationship, I had friends who loved me enough to just say, hey, this don't seem right. I don't like him. I don't like how he's treating you. And yeah, I got mad at all of them. And yeah, I stopped talking to all of them. But you know what? When I look back, I'm like, damn. They loved me enough to risk our friendship to just say something to me, to sow that seed in my head, to have me look at things and question things. Even if I didn't do it right away, they loved me enough to be honest with me and to say something. So if you're one of those folks that's like, I don't say nothing because they just get mad and they just stop talking to me, you're not their friend anyway. So what does it even matter? And no, I don't care about why you're going to justify it. Don't get blocked. I ain't got time. The next thing is giving you a speech about how we need to raise better sons. Sure, this is definitely true, but we need to raise better kids, period. End of discussion. And also, raising the next generation and focusing on that does nothing to solve the current problems that we have. 1 in 3 women globally is a victim of domestic violence. So yes, any children that are born out of that situation need to be raised growing up and knowing to make boundaries and respect boundaries, educated in the things that you and I know. However, at the same time, because some people can't grasp the fact that 2 things can be true at once, we also need to focus on and work on the current issues at hand. Do y'all see what I'm saying here? And also, at the end of the day, no matter how hard you work to make your son be sensitive and not abuse others, the parent who is the same sex as them has the most influence on how they will be when they grow up. So you might be a great mom, but if their father is an asshole, more than likely he's going to take on the characteristics of the dad, even if that dad is not present, because that is still making a huge statement in that child's life to that child. So sure, Yeah, raise our kids to be better, but we need to educate women now so that we can know what to look out for. And even if we tried our best to vet and look out for things, we will be strong enough to leave immediately as soon as some shit hits the fan. Number 4, using technical jargon, weaponizing competency, referring to fair play, codependency, blah, blah, blah. There was a time when I didn't know what any of this shit was. And you talking to me like this, it all would have just, I didn't know what it meant until I, did my own research and learned these things. Most of these terms, you heard somebody talk about it on TikTok and then you took it and you ran with it. As someone who has been in the mental health care system mostly all their life, and I've worked with different doctors, I've even spent time on a psych ward, if I had a penny for every time a doctor used a technical term while talking to me, I wouldn't have enough to buy anything, because good doctors know that your language has to be accessible to people from all walks of life, and you want your patient to understand what it is that you're saying so that they can better take care of themselves. If you are using your social media platform to prove that you are smarter than everyone else, okay, and that you know how to properly pronounce words, you are not being helpful. There are women who just get to the fucking point, okay? What do these things mean? We need to talk about meanings. We need to use more common terms, okay? We need to make it accessible and real to everyone, and not turn it into a spelling bee, not make it a situation where I'm watching your video when you use this word and I'm lost because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I am even to the point where I have certain words in my comment filters because I'm tired of hearing them. And I get comments from women, especially commenting under a video where I'm describing something, and they'll say, actually, it's called insert some, technical jargon. And I'm just like, oh my fucking stop. Okay, people are dying, okay? And you're more concerned with sounding like a tenured college professor. I'm gonna need you to have several seats. Number 5, choose better, pick better. The sad thing is we thought we did, because these men present themselves in a way that has you thinking that they're amazing, and then at the moment that they think they have you hooked, that's when they turn into the wolf in sheep's clothing that they have always been the entire time. They disguise themselves as better. And you're over here bragging that you picked a better husband or boyfriend, when the truth of the matter is you got lucky, because the amazing things your husband or boyfriend did for you are the same amazing things an abusive husband or boyfriend did for his partner as well. So it looked the same until there was a point that it didn't look the same. And at that point, somehow that woman was trapped in that relationship financially or with children, and she just didn't know the resources that were available to her. So this whole choose better, pick better, shut the fuck up. Abusers don't walk around with neon signs on their head letting you know that they're abusive, and some can hide this part of themselves for a long time. Number 6, talking about what you would have done or what I should have done. You don't know what you would have done because you're not in that situation. We tend to talk a big game about things we know absolutely nothing about, and then when actually faced with that situation, we don't do what we said we would have done. Telling me what I should have done, I can't go back in time and fix it. It's already happened. I've learned. I've moved on. So that's useless. Number 7, telling me all you need to do is you need to instead change that to how can I help you? Because you don't know what they've already done, who they've talked to, what resources they've already applied for, and you're just assuming that they don't know and they're already being overloaded with all kinds of information. So just ask, how can you help? Number 8 and 9, but he seemed so nice, or even remaining neutral. How abusers treat you is totally different from how they treat their romantic partners, and remaining neutral is basically telling the victim that you don't believe them and you're not on their side. Number 10, saying there's 2 sides to every story. Are you my friend or not? Do you support me or not? Okay? Why are you questioning me? If you don't believe me, go be friends with the abuser and leave me alone.